escort you to the ring?
It would be my pleasure.
Okay. Oh, and Ethan, good luck. And don't let me down, okay? Come on, champ. We got this one. You got this one.
And do not go anywhere, because Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle risk their TNA careers. Is this their last Impact Wrestling appearance? Massive tag team main event next.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first the team of Ethan Carther III and your World Heavyweight Champion, Magnus!
Much of our focus tonight, JB, has been on the high-stakes aspect, what Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle are risking. But think about the World Heavyweight Champion, Magnus, because if Joe and Angle win this tag team matchup, the winner of the fall in the match becomes the #1 contender to that man, the World Heavyweight title holder.
A high-stakes matchup going into the main event here live at the Hydro in Glasgow. So much on the line, the landscape one way or another is about to change.
And their opponents, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe, and the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle!
Mike, you and I have both been here since the first show of this company. I want you to take a close look at those two individuals. Perhaps have changed the game more, the landscape in this company, than any two individuals, Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle. Their greatest rivals, the greatest feud, and possibly the greatest tag team tonight. They're going to need to be, as this moment could lay down in history, could remain in history as the final time you see either one of these two gentlemen on an Impact Wrestling show. Think back to what we have seen just 7 days ago when we said the very same thing about Sting, and look what happened. However, the investor via the Wolves has informed us no outside interference. That could be the very factor, given what has happened in the past, to make the even playing field needed for this matchup.
Could not agree with you more. Laid out beautifully as JB sets the stage for just how important this main event tag team matchup is, live from Glasgow, Scotland. Olympic gold medalist easily neutralizing EC3 off the standing switch. Kurt gonna slide quickly behind on Ethan Carther III.
How about the words Magnus had for EC3? A little lack of confidence already. Perhaps that could be the nerves going into a matchup with so much at stake.
It's another great point, seeming as if the world champion Magnus not so thrilled to have EC3 as his teammate out here tonight. High hip toss takeover by Angle, followed by the arm drag, and maintains control. Huge disparity when it comes to experience between these two, obviously, as Kurt maintains the control against EC3, who reaches out all the way across the ring for Magnus. Kurt easily tags in Samoa Joe. This is the striking prowess of the Samoan submission machine. Series of rights and lefts, rapid fire shots in the corner from Joe.
Think about the matchups we've seen from EC3 in the past, and never before he's been in the ring facing a tag team.
Oh yeah,
like Joe and Kurt Angle, and tonight with so much on the line, with the World Heavyweight Championship #1 contender spot on the line, their very contracts on the line. You can bet Joe and you can bet Kurt Angle are going to give it everything they have in this tag team matchup.
Importance of this matchup cannot be overstated or overhyped because of what's at stake here. And you can just sense that intensity from this tag team. A double team from Angle and Joe on EC3. Both hit the shoulder block.
I'll tell you what, I told you I've been with Kurt Angle all week here in the United Kingdom. He has been chomping at the bit. He has been counting down the hours, the minutes for this opportunity to get his hands on EC3 and Magnus.
And speaking of the UK, I know you've got a major announcement about 2015.
Oh yeah, we've been so overwhelmed by the fans here. The great response to the Maximum Impact Tour that we have already scheduled 3 huge events for 2015. That's why we're coming back this next January. Glasgow, Manchester, London. Congratulations. Find out more at ImpactWrestling.com. 3 huge shows already set for 2015.
Yeah, just great news. And what an incredible crowd that we have here tonight in Glasgow, Scotland, both in terms of size and their response to what they've seen from Impact Wrestling.
I'll tell you what, when they announced the arena, when they built this thing, it was certainly a lot of talk. A lot of people asking, Impact Wrestling coming to Glasgow? Certainly are, and here we are all this time later, and check this out backstage.
Yeah, JB, you know what this is all about? That's the limo, because we know that the investor is going to be revealed tonight. Now think of what we have here. We're considering if this is the final time that we will see Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle, or will one of them become #1 contenders? Yeah, it's the continuation of this tag team match, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to find out who the new investor is. Continuation of the main event, plus identity revealed when we return. This historic night, first time ever Impact Wrestling rolls on. High stakes main event tag team matchup. It's Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle versus the world champion Magnus and EC3. Stakes are simple. Stakes are this. As we see EC3 off the suplex get a pin attempt. If Joe and Angle win, the winner of the fall becomes the #1 contender to the world champion Magnus. But if Joe and Angle lose, much like we've seen in recent weeks from AJ Styles and Sting, they are gone. TNA contracts history.
Listen to this crowd here in Glasgow. We're worldwide tonight. The implications, what's at stake in this tag team match? The stakes have never been higher. Kurt Angle fighting off EC3, and so far it has been Angle and Joe gelling well together, but how about EC3 answering?
Decks Angle with a clothesline. Here's the pin, and just gets a 1 count. Remember, at the conclusion of the last segment, we saw someone coming out from that limo. The Wolves told us earlier, the investor sent a message to them. This matchup is so important that if anybody interferes in this tag team bout, they would be fired on the spot. Again, that's the impact of this investor, who we don't even know who it is yet at this point, but we will have his identity revealed tonight during this live broadcast. You can't go anywhere.
Well, we saw going into the last break there, the feet. We saw him get out of the van, whoever this is. My speculation has been running rampant, not only here in Glasgow, throughout the entire world. We want to know who this is. And that investor has promised him to the world that he will identify himself tonight. Here live from Glasgow.
Overzealous EC3 charges an Angle. Kurt avoids him, and then with the grip and the overhead release suplex. Kurt looks to the corner. Is he going to tag Samoa Joe into the match? Dives to the corner, and Joe's now legal, and the power and ferocity of the back-to-back clotheslines. Joe follows up, firing Magnus off into the corner. Catches him first with the inverted atomic drop, and then the big boot that drops him. Off the backsplash, Magnus going to try and roll out of the way. Joe's right on him. Full court press, followed up by the chop to the chest. Ooh. Went for the back body drop, and it cost him. But Joe answers. Power slam. Oh, drops down. Samoan submission machine going with a variation on a submission move here with the arm breaker. The cross arm breaker was applied, but EC3 in to make the save.
Samoa Joe with the most explosive, dynamic, hard-hitting offense in wrestling today. And you saw him unleash it on EC3 outside the ring.
And EC3 going to pay for interfering. EC3, the recipient of the belly-to-belly from Kurt out on the floor. Oh, when Magnus turns around, meet Samoa Joe. Joe ducking her and drop down. Coquina clutch. Rear naked choke applied. If Magnus taps, Joe becomes the #1 contender. He's got it cinched in. His ring positioning is perfect. Dead center in the middle. Is Magnus going to tap? He tapped, he tapped, he tapped, and Samoa Joe's the #1 contender.
Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe!
It was that even playing field. It was the investor who made it 2-on-2, and you see the result. Samoa Joe.
I told you!
Magnus! Oh, son, you gambled, but unfortunately, the odds have caught up with you. And not only are me and Kurt Angle staying in Impact Wrestling for a long, long time. Look into my eyes. Look at me! Because you're staring at the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. And don't bother blaming this on EC3, because see, right here in this very ring, in front of all these fans, you tapped out!
The gamble pays off for Samoa Joe, the #1 contender.
And soon, there'll be no excuses. So shine my belt, son, because Joe is gonna kill you. You know, it's nights like these that make me proud to be in this business. It's nights like these that the pains and the aches and the disappointments go away. Thank you, Glasgow. Now, I've been in TNA for 8 years and I've done it all. But to finally beat Bobby Roode in the steel cage last week and this victory tonight, I'm happy and glad to say that Kurt Angle is back! And Dixie Carther, bring your checkbook, honey. Bring it on. Because Dixie, the time has come. The time has come for Kurt Angle to be rightfully inducted into the TNA Wrestling Hall of Fame. And boss, make sure you invite the new investor. I'm sure he's not gonna want to miss this. Oh, it's real! It's damn real!
Nobody deserves it more than Kurt.
Get tired of hearing about this investor. I want this person to show his face, her face, whoever's face right now. Think of this. Come on. Get out here. Do you not know who I am? Huh? I said, get out here and show your face right this second. Right now.
Mystery solved! The investor